Hi, I'm Noelle Hyman from paperclipping.com. We're in the Tattered Angels booth. You've got a whole new lineup of color sprays. So we're going to talk to Martha here and see what these new sprays are and how they're different from the originals. And let's go ahead, Martha. Why don't you show me how it's all working out?
Okay, so you know about the Glimmer Mist,
yes,
and how it works. So what the new product is like, this is the big sister, and now we have what's Simply Sheer, which is the sister to this but without any glimmer in it. So it's I like to say it's like the poor little sad sister, and this is the big sister with all the glimmer. So it's the same product though, it's just without glimmer. So we have Glimmer Mist, and now we have Simply Sheer, and it is a sheer translucent color on paper. So we have that. If you know about our chalkboard is opaque with a glimmer, but we have now created what's called baseboard, and baseboard is the same as chalkboard, but it's like without any glimmer. So they're like sisters and brothers together. They just work, but without a glimmer in it.
So it's a matte. Are they all matte? The Simply Sheer too?
The Simply Sheer is all matte. Everything we've done, the Plain Jane is all matte, and so this works in the same way that the chalkboard works, opaque without glimmer.
Okay.
Now, the fancy sister has always been the glam, and she's been filled with a lot of chunky glitter, and she loves to show off. And what we now have is stained glass, and it's the same product, and it works on all surfaces, including glass, metal, wood, and it has no glimmer, no fancy. It is just plain Jane.
Will that work on plastic?
I would imagine if it works on glass, you could probably use it on plastic also.
And we've got a whole chandelier dipped in different colors of that.
Yes, we do.
That's called the stained glass. So if we want to look over here, you can see how all these different chandelier pieces were dipped into the stained glass.
Right.
Okay, so while he's looking at that, let me make sure I understand. The stained glass, the baseboard, and the
chalkboard.
Well, I'm talking about all the plain Janes.
Right.
All the plain Janes are the stained glass, the baseboard, and sheer.
Simply Sheer.
Simply Sheer.
Right. Well, you know, the nice thing is the bottles are the same shape as the
siblings.
They're siblings. They're big siblings. However you want to put it.
Okay.
I feel bad for them. They have no glimmer. We love glimmer, but people have asked for this for 2 years.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
This is coming from customer request.
Huh. Now it sounds like there's one lonely non-sister.
I don't know, this
the
poor
Glimmer Glaze.
orphan. We still have the Glimmer Glaze. But this is also another great product. This has not got a lot of glimmer to it. It's got a lot of sheen to it.
Oh.
So this will probably remain the same.
Okay. Can we show some examples here then?
Sure.
You want to explain which one is which? These already sprayed so they get an idea of what it looks like on paper?
Right. This one is probably, I'm going to say what they call the dark blue, and you can see that it's translucent, so you can see the underneath still is going to come through. And if you do a light mist, you're going to get this color, dark mist, kind of a random mist over here, but it's more translucent.
And that's the sheer,
That's
the Simply
Sheer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then this is another example of the chalkboard, and it's a true matte. It's a little bit more opaque, and you know, both of these are water-based, and they activate with water. So when you spray them on and they mix together, that's why you get all of the different kind of color variations in every project that you do. But this is more opaque, so this would be what they call baseboard.
Okay.
Okay. And then just to give you an example, this has been sprayed with all three. So you've got in the blue, you've got the Simply Sheer, and over here the brown is your baseboard, and then this wave here, and you can really see it's almost like a stain. When I say that, like I can't think of the right word. It's darker, it covers everything, and I think that's why they call it stained glass, but when it goes on glass, you can see through the glass.
Right, right. So that's the stained glass on there.
That's the stained glass on there.
And we have a couple finished projects we're going to show. Oops. A couple cards, I think.
Couple cards.
With some canvas and burlap.
Well, I hope people realize that these products can be used on almost anything. And this is an idea of how well burlap takes the new colors. I'm going to say that this is probably the purple stained glass that went onto the burlap. And this card's been sprayed with, again, chalkboard, simply sheer, baseboard, and then just a little fold over, tri-fold.
All right.
And I think this one is a combination of both, because the whole idea is to intensify the color. You can spray first with the simply sheer, and then second you can go over it with a shimmer, you know, the glimmer mist that's close to the same color, and give it a little bit of a spark. And on this one it's randomly placed, and this shows what the stained glass looks like on canvas. So you've got the burlap, which I love. It's both the same color. You can kind of see.
Oh, that's the same product
Yes.
on those, and you just get a different effect because of the
Yes.
medium or the thing underneath.
Mm-hmm.
That's really pretty. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks, Martha. Now, before we stop, I'm going to head over here. Thank you so much for
Oh, you're
demonstrating.
welcome. You're
All
welcome.
right.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. Okay, so now for those who have questions with or real problems or whatever, questions with your glimmer mist, your stained glass, or whatever, they've got tatteredtv.com, and this is live streamed classes on Tuesdays at 10 Colorado time. It's called 10 at 10 or something like that. It's supposed to be a 10-minute class where you just get your questions answered. I hear it goes over 10 minutes quite often, but that's where you can go to the person who knows everything, and you can get help, and you can look back at previous ones and get all those questions answered about your glimmer mists and your plain Janes. And then on Wednesdays, every single Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, they've got a 2-hour class live with different designers. And these are projects that will be coming up over the next little while on the Wednesday night classes. So these are more project-based instructions on how to do something, and those are Wednesday nights. And then the Tuesday morning ones are more of help me, this is how you can make it work, or this is what happens. Also on Tuesday they talk about things like, this is what happens if you spray this on wood, it looks like this, as opposed to spraying it on paper, stuff like that. So lots of tips and good stuff there. I'm Noelle Hyman from paperclipping.com.